7 to 2. Come check out their new items and delicious entrees. And remember, Casey's can cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or Route21Furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Main Street Theater Company presents Rent, July 24th and 25th at 7 p.m. and July 26th at 2. A Tony Award-winning musical and Pulitzer Prize drama winner, Rent follows the life of impoverished young artists and musicians struggling to survive and create in New York's Lower East Side. With songs that rock and a story that resonates with audiences of all ages, Rent has become a pop culture phenomenon. Get tickets online at statetheater.info or call 724-439-1360.
Your local station, WMBS.
Good morning and welcome to another Saturday edition of the Sportsline, being brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown. Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday from 12 to 9 and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you on a pleasant Saturday morning. I know you'll be out and about taking advantage of the nice weather, but I do hope you'll pause from your travels this morning to pick up your phone and give me a call here on the Sports Line. Two-way sports talk is the lifeblood of any sports talk show, and I would love to hear from you on a variety of subjects. Simply pick up your phone, dial the talk line, 724-438-4593. That number again, 724-438-4593. Steeler training camp gets underway on Tuesday, July 28th. It is upon us. And to that end, in hour number 2, we're going to do our Steeler training camp preview. My guest will be the fine beat writer for the Pittsburgh Steelers for the Post-Gazette, Ray Fittipaldo. Ray Fittipaldo will join me at 11:30 in hour number 2. Open line conversation up to that point, so give us a call at 724-438-4593. Let's get to the scoreboard. Another disappointing loss for the Pirates last night as they opened a series against the Chicago Cubs. And in 10 innings, the Cubs prevail 3-2. Other National League action. Colorado beats Milwaukee 5-2. Arizona Diamondbacks over Washington 3-2. LA Dodgers take the New York Mets 4-2. San Diego beats Miami 4-2. And the Cincinnati Reds over the St. Louis Cardinals 4-2. Interleague play. New York Yankees shut out the Philadelphia Phillies 1-0. Atlanta over Baltimore 7-6. San Francisco beats the LA Angels 7-6. In the American League, the Detroit Tigers nip Kansas City 2-1. Tampa Bay beats Cleveland 11-3. Boston over Toronto 6-4 as the Red Sox continue their winning ways. Athletics shut out Minnesota 2-0. Texas over Milwaukee 5-4, and the Houston Astros beat the Chicago White Sox 9-5. So that is a look at the scoreboard. Turning our attention to sports obituaries. And we have three sports covered this morning: baseball, hockey, and football. First off, police have released new details about the sudden death of former Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Dwayne Ward. Ward was found deceased after Toronto police were called at 2:58 p.m. on Saturday, July 18th, inquiring about a wellness check, according to the Toronto Star. Ward was 62 years old. At the time his body was found, Ward was supposed to be at the Rogers Center, home of the Blue Jays, for the unveiling of a statue honoring the team's back-to-back World Series titles in 1992 and 93. During the ceremony, Ward was due to ride in a truck with former bullpen mate Tom Henke. Instead, Henke, 68, rode in the vehicle alone. The Blue Jays announced Ward's death on July 19th, saying he died of natural causes. He arrived in Toronto on Friday ahead of the unveiling of a Joe Carter statue commemorating the World Series titles. The New Mexico native holds the franchise record for saves in a season with 45 in 1993, when he earned his lone All-Star nod. During the 1992 World Series against the Braves, Ward had 2 wins and 2 holds while pitching 3 1/3 shutout innings, allowing 1 hit, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. He had 4 saves during the 1993 postseason, including 2 in the World Series against the Phillies. And he earned the win in the clinching Game 6 after Carter's iconic 3-run walk-off home run. He was drafted number 9 overall by the Braves in 1982. Atlanta traded Ward to Toronto during his first major league season in 1986, and he spent the rest of his career with the Blue Jays. He was inducted into the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in 2020. Ward finished his career with a 3.28 ERA, 121 saves, 679 strikeouts in 462 appearances. Dwayne Ward passing away at age 62. Eddie the Jet Joyaux must have felt like he was rubbing elbows with NHL royalty when he joined the Red Wings as a rookie in 1962-63. Superstar Gordie Howe took the Alberta Center under his wing, and the youngster produced 10 points in his first 14 NHL games. Joyaux played for Detroit in the '63 Stanley Cup Final, generating 5 shots and a goal assisted by Howe in Game 4 of the series loss to the Maple Leafs. Joyaux's early success with the Red Wings is being mentioned as the league marks his death at age 86. Joyaux went on to have more productive seasons with the LA Kings and in the World Hockey League, but his early years with the Red Wings supplied some of his most memorable moments. Red Wings traded Joyaux in the spring of '65 to the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto received Joyaux, Ott Erickson, Larry Jeffrey, and Lowell McDonald, and Marcel Pronovost from Detroit for Andy Bathgate, Billy Harris, and Gary Jarrett. Joyaux's big break was being selected by the LA Kings in the 1967 expansion draft. The season before, Joyaux spent most of the season in the minors. In his first 4 seasons in Los Angeles, he scored 33, 23, 18, and 20 goals. He was a fan favorite in Los Angeles, and Kings owner Jack Kent Cooke gave him the nickname The Jet as a marketing strategy. He said that he wanted fans to appreciate his speed and scoring abilities. In 4.5 seasons with LA, Joyaux scored 105 goals and registered 204 points in 319 games. His NHL career showed 128 goals, 134 assists for 262 points. He played for the Edmonton Oilers also in the WHL. Eddie the Jet Joyal, who also spent some time. I saw him play for the old Pittsburgh Hornets of the American Hockey League. Eddie Joyal, dead at 86. And from football, Arkansas football legend Jim Lindsay, who helped lead the Razorbacks to the program's only national championship in 1964, and later was an influential philanthropist for the program, died Sunday evening following a lengthy illness. He was 81 years old. Lindsay, born November 24th, 1944, in Caldwell, Arkansas, attended Forest City High School, where he was a star football player, and signed with Frank Broyles and the Razorbacks in 1962. Barry Switzer, who was a position coach at Arkansas, helped to recruit him. At Arkansas, Lindsay rose to the ranks of captain and team leader in the heyday of Razorback football under Broyles. Lindsay played on teams that had a combined record of 26-6 from 1963 to 65 and won 22 straight games at one point, the longest winning streak for a college football program in the 1960s. In 1964, the Razorbacks went 11-0 and defeated arch rival and defending national champion Texas 14-3. Oh, how I remember those shootouts. Lindsay played a key role in the win over the number one Longhorns. He threw a key block on All-American linebacker Tommy Nobis that sprung Ken Hatfield free on his legendary 81-yard punt return for a touchdown. The Razorbacks capped the perfect season with a 10-7 win against Nebraska in the Cotton Bowl. Lindsay making two crucial catches on the game-winning 80-yard drive late in the fourth quarter. His 10-yard reception to the Nebraska 43 converted a third down. Then he caught a 28-yard pass to the Cornhuskers 5 that set up Bobby Burnett's go-ahead touchdown on the following play. The Razorbacks went 10-0 in 1965 during the regular season before falling 14-7 to LSU at the Cotton Bowl. Ironically, the game that launched the 22-game win streak almost wasn't played. It was the regular season finale against Texas Tech in Fayetteville one day after President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in downtown Dallas, November 22nd, 1963. The two teams played the game as a somber crowd watched Arkansas claim a 27-20 win. The Razorbacks did not lose again until that Cotton Bowl game on January 1st, 1966. Lindsay was drafted by both the Vikings in the NFL and the Buffalo Bills in the AFL. He spent 7 seasons with the Vikings as a running back under Bud Grant, including the 1969 season when the Vikings lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs. Jim Lindsay passing away at the age of 81. So that is a look at our obituaries. We're going to open up the phone lines for open line sports talk. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is fair game. We have one line open. If you want to jump in, call the talk line number 724-438-4593. Once again, that number 724-438-4593. Let's go to the phone lines and take our first phone call of the morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, leadoff hitter Charles.
Thank you. George, I'm not surprised. I told somebody this morning they can put soap in my mouth if they want to, but I wouldn't be surprised if this homestand is 0-6.
Well, they're off to a sterling start after that game last night. Boy, I'll tell you, so many opportunities. And then I've said it, and I was talking with Bill, my producer, earlier, and he mentioned Kelly. And I said, listen, I've always liked Donnie Kelly as a person, but I don't think he is ready to be a major league manager right now. And that is illustrated by what he did with Johan Ramirez. Ramirez has always had issues with control. So what do? You load the bases when you know this guy has control issues and he walks in another run. I mean, they could have tied that game up if they hadn't done what they did.
He was probably thinking, Pete Crow Armstrong was pretty hot in that game last night. If he hits another one, if he hits a home run, that's, 5-1 then?
Well, I mean, that could happen, but you can't live. What did Tomlin used to say? You can't live in your fears.
Yeah, but I guess Kelly thought.
But not with Ramirez on the mound. He's a walk waiting to happen.
George, he doesn't walk every guy. He doesn't walk every guy he faces.
He's had a propensity for giving up walks.
And
he went 3-0 on the guy before he even knew what was going on.
I can see equal signs.
I mean, the guy following Armstrong. He was 3-0 on him before he knew what happened. No, and I don't believe in loading the bases anyway. When you got runners on first and second. I mean, you've got your point of view. I don't think it was a smart move.
Oh.
And there are plenty of people online that agree with me.
I can see that 50-50. I mean, he had a right-on-right situation, but if you want to think that control is the issue, you can think that. That's viable.
Mm-hmm.
That's viable. But I do think this. The Pirates just don't know how. Crossing sports, George. In football, our old buddy, Bill Blashoka, used to say, you make the big plays in the big game, you win it. It seems like most every time there's been a pivotal point in a game or in the season, whether it's quantitative or not, the Pirates have just been found wanting.
That was certainly a factor last night. The Cubs made some huge plays. And they did the little things, too.
Yeah.
And little things win ball games. Yeah.
George, it's an organization that knows how to win versus an organization that hopes to win. And we all know what to think about hope. Hope is not a good strategy. George, remember, I told you in the first place they weren't going to make the playoffs anyhow because the overriding, it's sad, they've done so many good things this year, but it's sad, the overriding situation, the overriding issue of this year is not going to be the improvement in the offense that's in the top 5 in baseball all year. It's going to be the games that were blown that should have been won.
And what has happened offensively lately, they've had hit a little bit of a rough patch. And their ability against left-handed pitching just is unbelievably bad. And they got a lefty going today, the Cubs do. A pretty good one.
Yeah, and
Yamanaga. Yeah.
One run off of him and 3 hit. Yeah. I don't care, George. Remember what I said. it wouldn't shock me if it's 0-6, and if it's 0-6, it's time to start paying attention to what's going on at St. Vincent.
Well, I'm going to be paying attention anyway, and in fact, we're going to be talking a little bit about that in hour number 2.
But, George, it's a shame. But you look, the big error, the big off-season miscalculation, $12 million.
Well, I said that at the time, and that money could have been better spent elsewhere, like for a third baseman.
Yeah, or what about some other help in the bullpen?
Well, bullpen help, or how about a veteran left-handed pitcher for the end of the rotation?
Yeah, any one of those three. But I said before, it wouldn't surprise me that the bullpen was bad. I never thought it would be this. I mean, George, you've got the Pirate bullpen gets in there, you got almost 100% certainty that we're going to lose.
Well, they're relying on guys, too, Charles, whose track record has shown that they have not been good in the past. Santana had a breakout year last year, but he reverted back to the mean.
Yeah.
And Soto never was able to handle the closer's role.
What bothers me is why
they gave away the closer for nothing to the Yankees.
What bothers me now is why Majinski wasn't made the closer. The man in the ninth inning.
The way they use him continues to baffle me.
George.
I think it's the mismanagement of a resource. I don't know what they're doing with him.
That's the point. That's the point I'm making. They're not using him properly, and it's going to cost them. They're 2 games behind the Diamondbacks now, and it's going to get worse.
Well, they got the Diamondbacks head-to-head, too, coming up.
George, what did I say about 0-6? Because last night's loss, George, was more than quantitative. Last night's loss told the Pirates they failed again when they had just about everything in their pocket. They were home, a big crowd.
And I got to, the offense struggled last night. And I'm looking at the lineup he puts out there. And one of the few guys who has been doing okay at the plate and exhibited a little bit of power is the guy they got from the White Sox, and he's sitting on the bench.
Yeah, George, I told you before, too, I'm no Kelly fan. I've told you different times who I want to see in there, and I'm not going to tell you again, because you know who I want. But Don Kelly might be a nice guy. But,
he is. He's a very nice guy, but I know a lot of nice guys.
But yeah.
You're a nice guy, Charlie.
Thank you. The check's in the mail, George. No. But you know what Mr. Droscher said about nice guys?
They finished last.
Yeah. But he's just not cut to be a manager. I'm sorry.
And I'm not particularly thrilled with his coaching staff. I think Matt Haig has done a pretty good job, but that has a lot to do with some of the people they acquired. But the hitting has been much better. I think the pitching, in a lot of respects, has taken a step backwards.
I hope after this season, Sherrington is gone. Kelly.
Well, that's the number one thing. I just don't have any faith in him at all. I really don't.
What a mistake was made in 2019.
And we're still paying for it.
Matt Arnold was there. All the Pirates needed to do was tell him, "You're the man." They struck out. They guessed wrong. And it just...
And, if you want to be a revisionist guy, look at revisionist history. They also never even bothered to pick up the phone and call Francona.
We talked about that, George.
I mean, at least make a phone call.
Yes,
My
George.
goodness.
Yes, we talked about it. But, George, I want to see them go into, look at the Milwaukee organization, maybe look at Seattle, maybe even Kansas City. Don't get blinded by the fact that some GM won a World Series with somebody else's players. That's what they did.
Oh, yeah. And his record, I mean, it's been a string of last-place finishes for the most part in his entire career, other than that one shining moment.
Yeah. And it wasn't his to begin with.
No, it was not his players.
What I said, George.
And then they quickly went into the tank after he took over and ran him aground, the Red Sox.
Let me ask you this. Do you think they could find somebody good in the Dodger organization?
Well, there's a lot of good people. You mentioned Kansas City has some good people. I don't know what they're going to do. I really don't.
But anyhow, if they don't make the playoffs, Sherrington's out of here. And they're not, George.
I'll be honest with you. I am surprised he's lasted this long.
I guarantee you, in most if not every other organization in baseball, he would have been gone after the third year.
Well,
and I don't know how true it is. It doesn't matter anyway. Someone told me that Metting wanted to hire Arnold, but Travis Williams talked him out of it.
Well, you're letting a hockey guy make a baseball decision.
We know that too, George.
Yeah.
But it's just, George, I'm sorry.
Well, there's still a lot of baseball to be played, but they continue to make the same type of mistakes over, and I've never seen a ball club that can find ways to lose ball games like the Pirates can.
Yeah.
It's almost like they sit there and figure out we're going to lose a game this way, you know.
Yeah. George, it's not just quantitative. You know, you keep psychologically, you keep telling yourself failure after failure after failure. You it's just like anything else. You get cultured in that, and that's what you do. Until and if there is a seismic change.
Well, the only thing that gives a glimmer, but as I said, they keep doing the same things over and over again. There's still a lot of baseball to be played, but they have to make some changes. And you know, getting a guy like Marinaccio is not the answer to their bullpen.
That's just more deck chairs.
I mean, Marinaccio has actually given up 9 home runs this year, which is one more than Santana gave up. By the way, I did a little research. You know who has roughed him up more than anybody else? We got him just in time to face the two teams that he has the worst luck against, the Cubs and the Diamondbacks.
George, I'll close with this. You know the old French proverb, the more things change, the more they remain the same.
I prefer to listen to what my favorite band has always said. The Who. Meet the old boss, same as the new boss.
Well, George is saying the same thing. One other thing. This is Merlin Valdez. I still, as I've told you before, I want to see him conquer the McCutcheon principle.
Well, we're going to find out, and I can see that they're already starting to make some changes with their approach toward him. Yeah.
That's why I didn't get overly excited about it.
Yeah. Charles, have a good rest of your weekend, okay?
Thanks, George. I'm sorry. I'm just mad.
I understand. You
I'm
take
just
care.
mad.
Right. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
And let's get a break in real quick. We'll be back with more here on the Sports Line right after this quick timeout.
When you want the best in town, go to the best in town. Voted best in Fayette for tires and auto repairs, Tireman's Auto Garage doesn't just fix cars, they keep Fayette moving. From brakes, rotors, and oil changes to alignments, state inspections, and quality new or used tires, they do it all, and they do it right the first time. Need tires? Tireman's Auto Garage has them. Need repairs? They handle it. Need it done by people you trust? That's Tireman's. Tireman's is also your go-to spot for golf carts and golf cart accessories. Whether you're looking for a full cart or lift kits, wheels and tires, headlight and taillight kits, they have everything you need. Worried about a tight budget? Don't be. With Acima and Snap Leasing, stress-free financing is always available. So when it comes to car repairs, tires, and golf carts, see Kim and Joe at Tireman's Auto Garage at 9 Mill Street in Uniontown. The best in Fayette for tires and auto service.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
Hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org. Or
Serving number 3,944.
For 35 years, Fay Penn Economic Development Council has been committed to its mission of growing Fayette County's economy and helping to bring jobs to the area. Whether you're a startup, existing, or new business in Fayette County, Fay Penn's lending team can work with you to decide if the Fay Penn Loan Fund suits your business's needs. Fay Penn's Loan Fund offers loans starting at $10,000, pending qualifications. Visit faypenn.org to learn more about financing opportunities for your business and to complete a pre-application form.
It's gorgeous outside, which means it's time to get to Bittersweet Cafe of Farmington. From their incredible daily lunch specials featuring farm-to-table fresh ingredients to their refreshing drinks, frozen treats, smoothies, and iced tea, Bittersweet Cafe has something for everyone. Enjoy this beautiful spot nestled in the Laurel Highland Mountains, just a few miles outside of Ohiopyle on Farmington, Ohiopyle Road. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Hi everyone, this is Kelly Clark with Autoland Hyundai in downtown Uniontown. 724-208-5281. What makes buying your next vehicle for me worthwhile? I make it a very easy 5-step process. You look, you shop, you ask, you decide. And I listen. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai, 724-208-5281. 724-208-5281. Kelly Clark, Autoland Hyundai. I'll make you a good deal.
If you're an athlete, you know the importance of a strong recovery. NovaCare provides several athletic training programs geared toward athletic-related injuries and collaborates with Albert Gallatin, Uniontown, Fraser, California, Jefferson Morgan, Waynesburg, West Green, and Mapletown school districts to help student athletes stay at their best. From coordinating additional specialist care to treating on-site injuries, their experts cater to your personal needs. Specialized services include concussion diagnosis and rehabilitation and treatment for sport-specific injuries. For more information on athletic training at NovaCare, visit novacare.com or contact your local office today.
Hi, this is Rob King. You're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sports Line on this Saturday morning. We continue in the open line mode. One line is open if you want to jump in. Call the talk line, 724-438-4593. Back to the phone lines we go. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Morning, George.
Good morning.
George, I think Charles is right. They may go 0-6. But anyway, hey, the reason I was calling, I was listening to Don Kelly's show. It was last week, you know, when they interview him pregame.
Yeah.
And he was saying about, you know, talking about the bullpen. I'm sick of talking about the bullpen, but I got to do it again. But anyway, he was saying Well, if the pitcher's in there one inning and pitches maybe 7 or 8 pitches and gets them out, they automatically don't pitch the next night. And if they're in there 2 innings, which hardly ever happens, they're benched for 2 days. Now that's ridiculous, George.
Well, that's baseball and what's happened with analytics and all this other stuff. But the stuff about pitching 1 inning and not pitching the next, that is really ridiculous. Because relievers don't do that around the league. I see a lot of guys pitching multiple times.
More than one, more than 1 or 2. And like last night, they had Montgomery in there. He shuts them down 1, 2, 3, and right away they take him out the next inning.
Well, and I didn't agree with walking the guy. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is unbelievable. But still, they baby these pitchers so bad. But anyway, they don't.
By the way, I did find out. Remember, I said I wonder who came up with this arbitrary 100 number for a pitch count for pitchers.
Yeah, that's sickening. That's sickening.
I did do a little bit of research, and it traces back to 2 individuals. One is Dr. James Andrews, the guy who used to do all the Tommy John surgeries.
Yeah.
The doctor is the one who sort of came up with that arbitrary number. And the first front office person who really started to count pitches was a guy named Paul Richards, who used to be with the Orioles and several other clubs. And he was the first guy that really started to count pitches for pitchers. But that's what I found out in doing a little bit of research, because I kept asking myself, who came up with this?
But anyway, who wants to go to a ball game and see the starting pitcher only go 5 no matter what he can do, no matter what he does? It's going to be the same thing again tonight. Skeens is going to go maybe 5, take him out, bullpens blows the game. It's the same thing over and over, repeat every day.
The Cubs went a little longer with their starter last night.
Yeah, exactly.
Boyd.
They left him in, 7 innings maybe, 8?
7 innings.
7?
Yeah.
But anyway, he was fabulous. They let him in there. But, hey, if you're getting the other team out, you leave them in. You don't take them out when you know your bullpen's going to blow the game. I mean, I like Don Kelly as a person, but he stinks as a manager.
Well, you're echoing my sentiments. I really like Don.
Yeah, I thought
love
he was
him
going
as a
to be a
person.
great manager. I was wrong. Yeah. That's what I mean.
But
it's
the real problem with this team is still at the very, very top, because fish stinks from the head down, and that's Ben Cherington.
Yep.
The bullpen was a problem in spring training, and it was never addressed. They could really use a veteran left-hander at the back of their starting rotation, because it's right-handed oriented, and there were plenty available at that time. He did not get one, and I think you'll agree with me, and I sort of thought he was washed at the time they made the deal. The $12 million for Ozuna was a terrible contract.
Waste. What a waste.
That money could have been spent better elsewhere, like on a third baseman.
Exactly. Yep. That's right, George.
Okay.
But no, I don't have no promise in tonight's game,
Well, St. Vincent starts on Tuesday.
Yeah, right. We'll talk about football next, huh?
The Steelers are on the, and guess what? College football is 42 days away.
That's good. Hey, I'm more interested in college and pro football than I am in baseball. You lose your interest in baseball this time of year, and it's always the same with the Pirates. It's always the same.
Well, I never really lose my interest in baseball because I love playoff baseball. Now, of course, that's something that we rarely see in Pittsburgh, but when you get into playoff baseball, the baseball is great. So I've always been a baseball guy, and I love the game, although there's a lot of things wrong with the game right now.
A lot of things. I just don't like the way things are run with all this stuff they have,
Mm-hmm.
But no, they left too many guys on base last night. It was ridiculous.
Well, once again, 1 run with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Yeah.
Only got 1 run. I mean, you can't do that, Even if you hit a fly ball before that, you get a run that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like last night, it always seems if they're looking like they're getting to the pitcher and can put up some runs, they end up not scoring, and then the pitcher gets better as the game goes on.
Well, they had him on the ropes a couple of times, and
exactly.
And he
pitched
his way out of it. And I got to give a tip of the cap to him. He pitched well.
I do too. Yeah. And they're going to have a tough time.
Well, Imanaga has been death for the Pirates.
Hey, he's got the Pirates number, George.
I know, and it's another left-hander.
He's a lefty, right?
Exactly, which is another problem for the Pirates. Yeah.
And the lineup they put in against lefties, they stink. They stink. You know.
Well, the first thing I looked at last night, the guy from the White Sox wasn't playing last night, and that drove me crazy. Jacob Gonzalez. You know.
I know. It don't matter. Hey, well, they benched Lau already when he had some of his best time of the year. They would bench him the next game. You could have your best game
the most egregious thing they did with Lau, and I'll leave you with this, was they pinch hitted a career minor leaguer, Nick York, for him.
Yes, I remember that, George.
When Lau was in one of his hot streaks, they pinch hit a career minor leaguer for him.
Exactly. He was batting 100 and something.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what his name was, but still.
Nick York. Nick York was the guy's name.
Yeah, exactly. It was York, and Lau was having his hot streak, and they pinch hit it for your best hitter at the time.
And how is that analytics?
Batting 100
you know, they say they follow analytics. How is that analytics? Those numbers don't make any sense at all.
That was plain stupidity.
Right. Well, listen, you take care.
Plain stupidity.
Thanks for calling.
George. Talk to you again. Take care. Have a good week. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye. And let's get a break in here. We're moving down the home stretch here in hour number 1 of the Sports Line. If you want to jump in to the conversation, our board is wide open. Call 724-438-4593.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
AR Roofing, never settle.
For over 50 years, Mauser's Tire Center has kept our community rolling safely. Located on Route 40 West at Seawrights Crossroads, they're your trusted source for new, used, and recap tires, plus expert repairs. Need a new set or a quick fix? Then call Mauser's at 724-249-2410, and they'll get you ready for the road. Mauser's Tire Center. 5 decades of keeping you safe.
Find your place in the sun for fun this summer with First Federal of Greene County. Dreaming of a backyard refresh? Leverage your existing home equity and ask about a home improvement or home construction loan. First Federal will help you dive into any new project. A swimming pool, patio, outdoor kitchen, even a new driveway or garage. Whatever floats your boat. Visit with a First Federal loan officer today or apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings Loan Association of Greene County. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 458729.
Lee's Plumbing and Excavating of New Salem wants to thank all their clients from the last 37 years for their commitment to quality. Lee's offers a wide range of services, including residential and commercial plumbing and excavating services. So, if you are looking for quality workmanship and a trusted partner to work on your project, look no further than Lee's Plumbing and Excavating. Call them today at 724-245-2950. Lee's Plumbing and Excavating, a proud sponsor of the WMBS live broadcast from the New Salem VFD Hog Roast.
Chris Parker Jr., it's really been heating up. What's hot at Autoland?
We have sizzling financing deals with 0% financing for 60 months on 2026 Tucsons and Santa Fe. And how about this? No payments for 90 days. Or take advantage of $3,000 retail bonus cash on a new Santa Fe.
I'm listening.
Purchase your new 26 Tucson or Santa Fe now during the Hyundai Getaway Sale event. And don't make a payment till Halloween. Or choose the retail bonus cash and take the family on vacation in your new Santa Fe with third row seating. We also have $2,000 bonus cash on the fuel-efficient 2026 Elantra SE. or you can lease it for $189 per month. Just see us for details.
Plus Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection with every new Hyundai purchased, and 5-year unlimited mileage roadside assistance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or visit their website at autolandhyundai.com.
You'll always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Looking for a great place to eat in Uniontown? Stop by Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue and proudly owned by the Vernon family. Casey's is open Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday through Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come check out their new items and delicious entrees. And remember, Casey's can cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126.
This is Pittsburgh Steelers Hall of Famer Coach Dick LeBeau. You're listening to the Sports Line with George Von Benko on WMBS.
Always great to hear the legend, Dick LeBeau. And we're going to dive into the Steelers in depth. Training camp opens Tuesday at St. Vincent College. And Ray Fittipaldo, the fine beat writer covering the Steelers for the Post-Gazette, will join me at 11:30 for our training camp preview. That's coming up in hour number 2. But we continue with open line conversation, a lot of it about the Pirates and the dissatisfaction with the manager and various other things. You want to jump on that soapbox and be heard? Give us a call. Call the talk line, 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593 is your ticket to conversation. And you should not have a problem getting through. I've got a wide open board. Steeler training camp starting Tuesday. The Penguins off-season continuing a little bit slow right now, but there's still an awful lot on their plate. And a lot of the training camps start next week for college football, most of them on Saturday. Right now, as we sit here, the kickoff for college football is 42 days away. 42 days away. While I have a moment, too, I want to send out congratulations to Connellsville's Madison Wiltrout, the great javelin thrower from Connellsville High School, track star, who matriculated to North Carolina. She won the U.S. Javelin Championship Thursday night. First time she's won it. Won the U.S. Javelin Championship on Thursday night. Congratulations, Madison. All right, back to the phone lines we go. Let's take another phone call this morning. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
Do you take any credence to the fact that they're saying that Sherrington is calling for all the pitching changes?
You know, I've heard that from other things before. They do have one of the largest analytic departments in baseball, and they do things supposedly by the book with analytics, but I've heard that rumor, but I can't give any credence to it.
No. Well, why was it? And also, I wanted to ask, wonder why Davis was playing so far back on that throw to the plate last night.
A lot of people asked that question. Maybe he wanted a longer bounce. He didn't want to short hop it, you know. Because if he moved up, he would have definitely short hopped it.
It would have been easy out.
Well, but could he have caught the ball on the short hop?
Right,
That's the question.
Yeah. I just thought that was big mistake.
But that mentioned that on the broadcast last night.
Yeah.
That he was deep.
Yeah, they didn't know why he did that. And I was wondering, last week you were talking about Don Clendenin.
Yeah, Clink.
How come his nickname was Clink? Because he was an excellent fielder.
There were some times when he had some problems at first base, but I don't actually remember why he came up with the nickname Clink, but he did.
Yeah, but he had that long, he was able to like do a real. He
had a great stretch.
He had a big stretch. Yeah,
he had a great stretch.
Yes,
he was a very lanky fellow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He did have a propensity for striking out.
Yeah, but he was one of the, as far as that stretch goes.
Yeah. Actually, he was one of my favorite guys back with those Pirate teams back then.
Oh, yeah.
I like Clendenin. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was thinking also.
And what a World Series he had for the Mets.
Yeah.
Great World Series.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. How about, the Pirates have finally started bunting a little bit.
But they're still, Triolo laid down a good bunt, but they're still problematic. That's one of the biggest things about today's baseball. These guys don't know how to bunt.
All right.
And that's prevalent all over Major League Baseball.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And the reason for that, they've never been asked to bunt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I would assume they practice it.
They do. They do.
But they can't do it if they are. Don't do it in a game.
It's a case where that is really something you've got to work on. You got to have a touch for that, and if you don't do it, you're not going to develop that touch. Hey, listen, I'm out of time. I'm up against the news here. I do appreciate your phone call this morning.
Okay, George. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Okay. That wraps up hour number one of the Sports Line. Do not touch that dial. We've got another full hour of sports talk coming up after the latest news. And we'll delve into the Steelers. Our Steelers training camp preview at 11:30 with Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette. That's in hour number two. More of your phone calls to start hour number two. So leave it right here on WMBS. The Sports Line being brought to you this morning by my good friend Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday, 12 to 9, Sunday from 12 to 5. Phone 724-439-2150. The news is coming up next from the Fox Radio Network, right here on your local station, 590 AM and 101.1 FM, WMBS, Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
The dinner resumes. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. The White House Correspondents' Dinner back on Friday night.
This time, the gathering in Washington was more subdued with a smaller crowd and tighter security. The dinner was abruptly halted back in April by a shooter at the Washington Hilton, but President Trump insisted the gathering continue.
So in this country, we believe in freedom of speech. We settle our differences not with bullets, but with open and vigorous debate. And no deranged loser with a gun will ever change that. We can't let that ever happen.
The president delivering a rambling speech that praised some journalists and took potshots at others. Chris DeMeo, Fox News.
13 straight days of U.S. military strikes against targets in Iran, and now President Trump is hinting he might launch a major strike. Fox's Chanley Painter.
He says the military is locked and loaded. Even as talks continue, President Trump says Tehran remains far from a deal. The New York Times reporting U.S. intelligence believes Iran's new supreme leader may be more open to pursuing a nuclear weapon, as concerns grow inside the administration that China and Russia could be enabling Tehran. Trump says both leaders have assured him they are not arming Iran.
I don't think they'd want to have me disappointed.
Meantime, the standoff is spreading at sea. The U.S. military says it disabled a second commercial ship after it allegedly ignored 4 warnings and tried to breach Iran's blockade.
And the president recently warning the Iranian civil infrastructure could be targeted by U.S. forces, including power plants and bridges as well. France using a big specially adapted cargo aircraft to dump flame retardant on a wildfire that's forced the evacuation of tens of thousands of people, including many from some suburbs of the wine region of the city of Bordeaux. Fire crews are digging trenches and taking other steps to try and slow down and block that blaze. America is listening to Fox News.
You never know who might be taking the quiz.
Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist.
Hey everyone, it's Phil Sims.
Hey everyone, it's Danica McKellar. It's Candace Bushnell.
I'm Jeremiah Brown.
Hey everyone, I'm Kix Brooks.
I'm John Taffer.
I'm Jennifer Eden.
Everybody's Kevin Nealon.
It's Mr. Wonderful here, and it's time to take the quiz.
5 questions in less than 5 minutes every day. Listen and follow at thequiz.fox.
The world of business moves fast. Stay on top of it with the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday. Fox Business reporters, anchors, and hosts will bring you beneath the stock market speculation and boardroom drama to tell you about the biggest business stories of today. Whether you're on Main Street or Wall Street, Fox Business is invested in you.
Listen to the Fox Business Rundown every Monday and Friday at foxbusinesspodcasts.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts.
A new set of Fox polling revealing how Americans feel about the war with Iran and President Trump.
The latest Fox News poll finds 56% oppose the conflict with Iran. That is 4 points down from where opposition was in May. Still, nearly 2/3 think hostilities will last a year or more, and about the same amount opposes the president's handling of Iran. The president's overall approval rating stands at 39%, with loss of support from some key groups, including non-MAGA Republicans, whose support dropped 13 points in a month. If midterms were held today, the polling found 7% more voters would go for the Democrat over the Republican in their House district. And the Fox poll found while 50% view capitalism favorably, 31% view democratic socialism favorably. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Michigan Democratic Governor Gretchen Whitmer endorsing a candidate for the U.S. Senate ahead of primaries. Fox's Rebecca Castor.
It's a race between Congresswoman Haley Stevens and former state public health official Abdul Al-Sayed. Al-Sayed is up in recent polls, but this new endorsement from Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer could give Stevens the late boost she needs. Al-Sayed is endorsed by progressives Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, while Stevens is backed by mainstream Democrats Chuck Schumer and Peters, and now Whitmer. Al-Sayed says he is not a socialist, even though he spoke at several DSA fundraisers between 2017 and 2020. Michigan's Democratic primary is on August 4th, and the winner will face former GOP Congressman Mike Rogers, who's endorsed by President Trump.
And again, that is Fox's Rebecca Castor. The CDC saying the U.S. has logged more than 2,300 measles cases for the first 7 months of this year, surpassing last year's total. It's the biggest number of measles cases the U.S. has seen in 35 years, coming amid a decade-long slide in the number of childhood measles vaccinations. I'm Paul Stevens, and this is Fox News.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borch Jr.
It's the perfect time to upgrade your outdoor area with a new fence from All Around Fence Company, conveniently located on Route 40 in Uniontown. All Around Fence has been installing quality residential, commercial, and farm fencing for more than 46 years. Offering residential fencing including chain link, decorative aluminum, steel, and more, All Around Fence has the fence for you. All Around Fence is also your one-stop shop for Neutrina products and carries Weaver equine and livestock supplies and Preferred farm equipment. So, if you need to upgrade an existing fence, add a new gate, or are considering the installation of new farm fencing, visit All Around Fence, open Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 5 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 to 1, or give them a call at 439-0331. To learn more, visit allaroundfence.com.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Economy Furnace Heating and Air is here to say that 250 years ago, heating and cooling was very different. The rage for heating was a cast iron Franklin stove, and the cupola, a small roof dome with vents, provided innovative cooling. Fast forward to 1976, where 50% of Americans had window air conditioners, with central air making its debut in new builds. Today, at Economy Furnace Heating and Air, we are partnered with Amana and at the forefront of the latest in HVAC technology, offering programmable thermostats, smart home integrations, and eco-friendly equipment. The journey of home comfort is a testament to human ingenuity. As Economy Furnace looks to the future, one thing remains constant: our commitment to provide the best heating and cooling solutions to our community. Call 724-438-4575 to schedule a free estimate for high-efficiency equipment or get on the schedule for a manufacturer-recommended clean and tune-up.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Trade me in! It's Jessica Karingala and Joe Maleka here at Ford of Uniontown. Summer is here, and there's never been a better time to upgrade during the Ford Summer Sales event.
Looking for America's best-selling truck? Right now, drive home a new Ford F-150 with up to $9,000 off MSRP, or choose up to $7,000 off MSRP with low financing rates as low as 3.9 for 60 months or 4.9 for 72, or even 84 months.
Need something versatile for work, weekends, and everything in between? Check out other models such as the Maverick, Bronco Sport, or Explorer, all ready for your next summer adventure.
Our award-winning service department is ready to keep your Ford running all summer long with convenient online service appointments and free pickup and delivery to cover your needs.
Don't wait. These summer savings won't last forever. Your truck knows, shouldn't you? That's Ford of Uniontown on the hill across from Applebee's. 724-425-5980 or FordofUniontown.com.
Price excludes tax, title, license, and documentation fees. Financing through Ford Credit, and not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for complete details.
Your local station, WMBS.
Welcome back on board for hour number 2 of the Sports Line, being brought to you this morning by my good friend Tom Vernon and KC Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow. Now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday, 12 to 9, and Sunday from 12 to 5. Come on out, enjoy fine dining and a round of golf. Phone 724-439-2150, located at 374 Duck Hollow Road in Uniontown. George Von Benko with you as we forge ahead into our second hour, and we continue in the open line mode. Your chance to get up on that soapbox and be heard. Anything and everything pertaining to the world of sports is on the docket. Simply pick up the phone and dial the talk line, 724-438-4593. Once again, that number, 724-438-4593. And I'm gazing at a wide open board. So if you had some problems getting through in hour number 1, you should have absolutely no problem right now. Do come ahead with your questions and your comments. Once again, lines are open. Talk line number 724-438-4593. 724-438-4593. Awful lot of baseball talk in hour number 1. The Pirates are 2 games out of a wild card spot after the 3-2 loss in 10 innings to the Cubs last night. They sit at 53 and 51. Meanwhile, the Cubs are in the playoffs. They're sitting at 58 and 45. 6:40 start for Game 2 of the series tonight. Right-hander Paul Skeens, 9-8, 3.43 ERA for the Bucks, and another lefty on the hill for the Cubbies, Shota Imanaga, 6-8 with a 3.91 ERA for the Cubbies, and he has been lights out against the Pirates. I think he's given up 1 run to the Buccos in his last 30 innings against them. So that's what is on tap later today, right here on WMBS. Steeler training camp will start Tuesday, and to that end, I'm going to be doing my training camp preview at the bottom of the hour at 11:30. I'll be joined by Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette, their fine beat writer. That's coming up at 11:30. So certainly Steeler talk is on the agenda if you want to get into some of that as well looking ahead. Penguins offseason continuing. It's a little slow right now, but they're still angling to make some moves. Cal Dubas is. And college football camps, most of them are going to be starting this coming Saturday. And believe it or not, as of today, we are 42 days away from the kickoff for college football for the local teams, Pitt, Penn State, and West Virginia. So certainly college football is on the docket as well if you want to get into that. Once again, don't leave me hanging, folks. We had a caller hanging on at the end there, and we lost him because of the news. If you want to call back in, great time to do it. Wide open board. Do come ahead with your questions and your comments. Talk line number, 724-438-4593. That number again, 724-438-4593. And I welcome your questions and comments. Mentioned it right before the top of the hour in the last hour, but congratulations once again to Connellsville's own Madison Wiltrout, the former Falcon, who matriculated to North Carolina. On Thursday, she won the U.S. Javelin Championship. First time she's done it in college. On Thursday, Madison Wiltrout captured the U.S. Javelin Championship for the first time. Congratulations, Madison Wiltrout. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Take our first phone call here in hour number 2. Good morning. You're on the Sports Line.
Good morning, George. How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm fine. How are you?
I can't complain. Trying to get over some kind of flu or something going around. I don't know what the heck it is. I'm the guy who was calling. I called at the end of your last hour. I'm sorry I had to get off the phone real quick, but sorry about that. So,
well, you didn't want to hang on through the news, probably. Anyway.
Yeah, I got to hear the news, and it's always changing like anything else. I just have one comment. I enjoy your show. Love your callers here. They all have fantastic ideas and thoughts, and of course we all do. But I tell you what, the one who's probably hating this the most of the Pirates is Paul Skeens. He has got to be chomping at the bit. Guy went from Cy Young down to where he's at now, and I mean down in in that terms of thing. But I mean, look where he's at now, and he got to be. Oh man, he can't have no fingernails left.
Well, there was no rhyme or reason to that streak he was on when they lost 9 straight games when he pitched. That just doesn't make any sense to me at all.
None.
He has pitched well in the last couple of starts, but he's sitting at 9-8 with a 3.43 ERA.
Yeah, and for any Cy Young Award winner, that's unheard of.
Right, and he's got a tough matchup tonight because the Pirates do not fare well against left-handed pitching, and they've got a tough lefty going for the Cubs tonight in Shota Imanaga, who has had the Pirates' number, as I mentioned. He's given up 1 run against the Pirates in his last 30-some innings against them.
Oh, gosh. Well, I will have to say this. I guess if it's going to be anybody against the Chicago Cubs, Paul Skeens would be the guy to do it. I don't think anybody else on that team could do that with the stats against the Pirates.
But is it going to be one of those that we've seen before where he leaves the game losing or tied and turns it over to that bullpen, which is like pouring gasoline on a fire with the Pirates?
Oh, yeah, that bullpen leaves so much to be desired. And I'll tell you what, they better get 10 runs real quick so they can take him out at the end of the 6th inning or 5th inning. He gets the win and says, okay.
I'm not sure whether they're going to come up with 10 runs against Imanaga. He's pretty good.
Yeah, that's That's a good thought, though. We can at least maybe think positive about that. Okay, George, I'm not going to hold you too long. My voice is kind of messed up right now, but I do want to thank you very much for your call. God bless each one of your listeners, and thank you for taking our call. You take care of yourself. Go Buccos.
All right, thanks for calling in. And that frees up both of our phone lines. If you want to jump in, love to hear from you. Anything pertaining to the world of sports is fair game. 724-438-4593 is the number. And I didn't mention, boy, what news the other day in the NBA. LeBron James is moving again. And all of a sudden, the team across the state in the city of brotherly love, the Philadelphia 76ers, have become a legitimate title threat in the NBA. They made a deal earlier during the offseason to get Jaylen Brown, the former Celtic, and now LeBron James has signed a 2-year contract with the 76ers. All of a sudden, Philadelphia looks like they have the makings of making a run at a title after the moves that they've made. Your thoughts about LeBron coming into the Keystone State to play for the 76ers and pairing up with Brown, the former Celt. And do you think the 76ers may have the wherewithal to win a title? You know, I don't watch the NBA near as much as I used to. I was a huge NBA fan, actually used to drive to Cleveland when the Celtics came into town all the time, and I watched it religiously. I can't watch more than 3 minutes of the NBA nowadays. I don't like the style of play. And I will tell you a story at least 25 years ago, maybe longer. The late, great Hot Rod Hundley, the former West Virginia great, who, after his playing days were over when he played for the Lakers, went on to have a great broadcasting career with college basketball and, of course, the Utah Jazz, was on my show at least 25 years ago, maybe more. And he told me he did not like the direction that the NBA was headed. He said, you're not going to like the style of play that is coming. It's going to be almost unwatchable. That was almost 25, 30 years ago when he told me that, and boy, is he right. It is almost unwatchable. It's nothing but a glorified three-point shooting contest. They don't play any defense. The traveling call has gone the way of the dodo bird. You can walk a mile for a camel in the NBA, as the old advertising commercial used to say. But it's just tough for me to watch. And boy, looking back, hindsight being 2020, boy, was Hot Rod Hundley right about the direction that the NBA was headed. But one of the biggest stars of all time is now a 76er. He joins Jaylen Brown, the former Celtic, who was acquired during the offseason at the beginning. Do the 76ers have what it takes maybe to make a run at an NBA title? And any of you NBA fans out there, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. Penguins still trying to make some deals. It's my understanding they would still like to try and make a deal with Dallas for Robertson. But it hasn't happened, and the longer it goes on, I'm beginning to wonder whether that is going to happen. And Dallas has expressed an interest in doing everything in their power to keep Robertson. So that's out there. Detroit made a huge move. Steve Yzerman out as the GM, and I didn't see that coming. But the Red Wings made the move, and what that means is with Yzerman removed, there is not a friction there. The friction that existed between Dylan Larkin, their star centerman, and the front office. And now it appears, after Yzerman is out, depending on who comes in as the GM up in Detroit, they're not going to trade Dylan Larkin. I didn't think they would anyway. I didn't think they would acquiesce to his trade demands. They're going to do what's best for the club. But now with Yzerman out, and I always thought Yzerman was good. He did a great job in Tampa Bay, but it just has not worked out in Detroit. And they haven't been able to get over the hump. Yzerman out as the Red Wings GM. That means Dylan Larkin will be staying, and it will be interesting to see who the Red Wings come up with as their new general manager. All of that is fodder for the talk show. Come ahead with your questions and comments, and you can always go back to baseball. The Pirates seem to be a hot topic today. My question to you is Ben Cherington going to be able to do anything, I mean anything at all, at the trade deadline? The deadline is Monday, August 3rd at 6 p.m. They desperately need bullpen help. That should have been addressed during spring training. It's going to cost a lot more to acquire bullpen help, and that is something that everybody else is looking for in the trade market. Would you be willing to trade one of the top prospects to get help for your bullpen? Brandon Lau is in the last year of his contract. Would you be willing to let him walk, because he probably will? I doubt they'll be able to re-sign him. Would you be willing to let him walk or deal him at the trade deadline for some bullpen help? Your thoughts on that? What would you do? And do you think that Cherington is up to the task? I personally do not. Not a big fan. I'm surprised he's still there with his track record with the Pirates of losing. But he is the GM. Trade deadline is Monday, August 3rd at 6 p.m. Pirates in the market for some help. There have been some rumors that I don't understand linking them to possibly getting a center fielder. You've got Jake Mangum, who's done a good job in relief of O'Neill Cruz, and Cruz will be coming back here probably in August. Is that really what you need? A center fielder? No. You need pitching help, bullpen help, maybe a left-handed starter as well for the back end of the bullpen, a veteran starter. That is also something that should have been addressed by Cherington all the way back in spring training. There was plenty of lefty arms out there, veteran lefty arms out there that he could have gone after. They did not. All right, we're going to get a break in, and when we come back here on the Sports Line, our Steeler training camp preview is in the offing. Steelers will open camp Tuesday, July 28th, as they return to St. Vincent College in Latrobe. And we'll talk about the big questions for the Steelers coming into training camp with one of my favorites, beat writer for the Post-Gazette, Ray Fittipaldo, will join me next here on the Sports Line. But first, we're going to take this time out, and we'll be back with Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette right here on the Sports Line.
You can go to Big Box Medical Office.
Now serving number 3,943.
Or
hi, come on in. How are you?
for personal, professional health care you can trust, see Dr. Paul Hardley and nurse practitioners Tara Bozek, Jessica Reckhart, and Stacy Morris, proudly serving our community for over 30 years. Need care today? Walk-ins are always welcome. For your primary care, call Dr. Paul Hartley at 724-437-1109 or visit ppcp.org.
Or serving number 3,940.
Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott in Uniontown is a proud sponsor of Sportsline. When you work with Janie, it's about going beyond investing. It's about connecting your life and your finances in a way that makes sense for you. The team partners with you through each stage of life to help you set and reach your financial goals. To learn more about the Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group at Janie, be sure to check out their website at www.lhwag.com. Laurel Highlands Wealth Advisory Group of Janie Montgomery Scott, LLC, member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Chris Parker Jr., it's really been heating up. What's hot at Autoland?
We have sizzling financing deals with 0% financing for 60 months on 2026 Tucsons and Santa Fe. And how about this? no payments for 90 days. Or take advantage of $3,000 retail bonus cash on a new Santa Fe.
I'm listening.
Purchase your new 26 Tucson or Santa Fe now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales event. And don't make a payment till Halloween. Or choose the retail bonus cash and take the family on vacation in your new Santa Fe with third row seating. We also have $2,000 bonus cash on the fuel-efficient 2026 Elantra SE. Or you can lease it for $189 per month. Just see us for details.
Plus Hyundai Owner Assurance, America's Best Warranty, 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection with every new Hyundai purchased, and 5-year unlimited mileage roadside assistance. Autoland Hyundai, downtown Uniontown, or visit their website at AutolandHyundai.com.
You'll always pay less to drive the best at Autoland Hyundai.
NovaCare Rehabilitation in Uniontown is accessible for all of your recovery needs. New at NovaCare is pelvic floor physical therapy, a specialized program to treat patients with pelvic floor dysfunction related to bladder, bowel, sexual function, and pregnancy postpartum. These issues can affect both women and men and include urinary frequency, urgency and incontinence, pelvic pain, constipation, IBS, menopause, painful periods, and more. Call 724-437-0556 for an appointment in Uniontown. Personalize your care with NovaCare. In 1986, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville was started with a promise to provide clients with truthful, friendly, and courteous service. It worked. With an expanded client base, the Firestone Insurance Agency's customers are now able to choose from over 20 well-known insurance companies. So whether it be auto, home, business, or life, Firestone has you covered, and the promise to provide truthful, friendly, and courteous service is still in place. As an independent insurance agency, the Firestone Insurance Agency works for you. They do the shopping for you to save you time and a bunch of needless phone calls. Because let's face it, no one loves to shop for insurance. Call the office at 724-455-3900 or visit firestoneinsurance.net. Can't make it to Normalville? Let the Firestone Insurance Agency bring service right to your kitchen table. The Firestone Insurance Agency, 724-455-3900 or firestoneinsurance.net. Doing what is right for the customer, finding the most affordable rates while making sure there are no coverage gaps so you are fully protected from the unforeseen.
Are you using credit cards to keep up with high grocery, gasoline, and utility prices? Are you being sued? If yes, call Zebley Law Office today. Before paying unaffordable debts or entering debt management, give us a call at 724-439-9200 and we'll meet with you for free. Maybe a bankruptcy is a cheaper, faster choice to eliminate your debts, keep your home and car, and get a fresh start. Call us today for a free in-person consultation. 724-439-9200.
Hi, this is Penguins broadcaster Phil Borg, and you're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sportsline on this Saturday morning. It is upon us. Steeler training camp begins July 28th, Tuesday. St. Vincent College in Latrobe. And to that end, we're going to do a little training camp preview, look at some of the stories that people will be watching, talk about some of the moves the Steelers made during the offseason, everything and anything pertaining to the Steelers. We're going to talk about it, and I'm joined by one of my favorites, beat writer for the Post-Gazette, Ray Fittipaldo, who joins me on the show right now. Good morning, Ray. How are you?
Good morning, George. I'm doing well, and yes, summer is almost over. Training camp starts on Wednesday, so it should be a fun time up at St. Vincent College.
Have you got your game face on already?
Not yet. I'll reserve that for the regular season, but it does promise to be an interesting camp under first-year coach Mike McCarthy.
It does promise to be interesting, and you just hit the nail on the head. It sort of seems surreal that we're mentioning the start of training camp, and Mike Tomlin is not at the helm of the Steelers. That, of course, is going to be one of the big stories in camp, the new coach and the new coaching staff. And for me, it's going to be a learning experience. I have a little bit of a track record with McCarthy, just a little bit because he's from Pittsburgh. I don't know any of the other coaches.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be different. 19 years with Mike Tomlin as the head coach. Only the fourth time since 1969 that the Steelers have a new coach in place. So Patrick Graham's the defensive coordinator. I'm excited to see what he does with some elite talent. I know it's an aging group, but there is still some talent there. I will be interested to see if he can get more out of that group than what Terrell Austin and Mike Tomlin did last season, 27th in yards allowed. Really had a hard time stopping people for much of the season. Then you flip it over to offense. Brian Angelico is the OC, but as we all know, Mike McCarthy is going to be calling the plays, and I think the expectation is that this offense is going to be much better. They made some upgrades at receiver, tinkered a little bit at running back, but I think the big difference, George, is you're going to have a more competent play caller, a more competent game plan, and I think that will serve the Steelers well.
Well, it certainly is going to be interesting. I haven't been down to the south side to the Steelers. And, of course, I wouldn't even attempt to go down there right now with what's going on in the Parkway East. I'm so glad that it's going to be training camp, and I'm 25 minutes away from training camp. It's an easy drive for me. But I did hear some rumblings and saw some things and heard from a couple of guys here during this off-season period. And the one thing that seemed to strike a chord with me is players saying attention to detail by this coaching staff. Much more attention to detail. I'm wondering, have you heard any of that?
Yeah, I think especially on the defensive side of the ball with Patrick Graham, he really harped on communication this spring at OTAs and minicamp. George, if you go back not only to last season, but really for the past several seasons, the defense has really struggled getting lined up, not everyone being on the same page. That is going to be a prerequisite to play in Patrick Graham's defense. I don't think you'll see as much freelancing. I don't think you'll see as much hero ball. Guys are going to know their assignments. They're going to execute them. And if they don't, they're not going to be on the field as much.
Well, T.J. Watt was quoted as saying that it's going to be different, and you have to know everything that's going on with the defense because they're going to utilize different guys to do different things.
Yeah, and listen, edge rusher is really probably the deepest spot on their team. You got T.J. Watt, you got Alex Highsmith, Nick Herbig, whom they just signed to that $100 million deal, and Jack Sawyer, who I thought had a really good rookie campaign last season. TJ, and you know this from interviewing him, every week, George. He loves to play 80% of the snaps or more for most of his career. I think you're going to see that dialed back a little bit. He's going to turn 32 in October. I just mentioned Herbig and his contract. They have to find playing time for him. They have a bigger role in store for him. So, to me, that's the most interesting question of the year going into training camp. How are you going to utilize all those guys? Are you just going to freely substitute more? Are you going to have three outside linebackers on the field more, which I expect? So, like I said, it's going to be an interesting camp, and I think the defensive alignment, the personnel usage is going to be front and center as far as the storylines to follow here for the next month or so.
Aaron Rodgers is back. There is a history and a track record with McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I think we're going to see a lot of different things offensively because I think these guys are pretty much on the same page. Rodgers played for McCarthy. He knows what's going on. McCarthy knows him. I'm really excited to see what the offense is going to look like.
Yeah, I can't remember this spring if Aaron said this or if McCarthy said this, but absence makes the heart grow fonder. So, the ending in Green Bay wasn't great, for those two. McCarthy ended up getting fired, in 2018 when Aaron was still the quarterback. And, maybe there was a rough patch there in their relationship. But they have since patched it up, and I think they're both really looking forward to working with each other one more time. I think it's a special year for both those guys. Aaron came in and started with Mike McCarthy, owes a lot of his career to Mike McCarthy. And, of course, Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl, and he wouldn't have done that without Aaron Rodgers. So I just think both these guys want to work this year as hard as they can. They're not going to leave any stone unturned, in their preparation to make sure this is a special season for the Steelers. And they want to go out on the right note. Aaron is retiring at the end of the season. Good first season to build the foundation for his program here. So I think you'll see those two in lockstep, from the start of training camp through the end of the season.
We're talking with my good friend Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette, Steeler beat writer. Steeler training camp begins Tuesday, July 28th, St. Vincent College in Latrobe. Rodgers has got to be excited that he's got a few more tools in his toolbox this year.
Yeah, I mean, the big ones to me are receiver. You trade for Michael Pittman Jr., who's, an established number 2 receiver in this league. You don't have to give up much to get him. I think it was a swap of late-round picks. And then, you miss out on Mekhi Lemon in the first round of the draft, but they trade up to get Jeremy Bernard, who was really good in his college career at both Washington and Alabama. So played at a high level, played in the national championship game with the Huskies, obviously faced elite talent every week in the SEC. So you look at Metcalf, Pittman, and Bernard probably is your top 3, George, and then I think after that maybe you got to figure out who's 4 and 5. The big one is Roman Wilson. Can he finally, start playing up to expectations? He's a third-round pick from 2024 who's had a disappointing start to his career.
Well, the one guy who's got to feel like he's got a new lease on life, I would think. I think we're going to finally see Pat Freiermuth, who has a big contract, utilized a little bit differently because I never understood what they were doing with Freiermuth.
Yeah, and that's one thing to look for. The full expectation is for Jeremy Bernard to be the number 3 receiver at some point, but he's going to have a learning curve. And I think Pat Freiermuth, given his experience, can easily step in and be the guy who's going to get all the number 3 targets at least early in the season. And I think, he's up to that challenge. It didn't work out for whatever reason with Arthur Smith. Pat was the consummate pro. He was a good teammate, never complained, but obviously he's a little bit phased out of that offense last year with both Jonnu Smith and Darnell Washington playing more. That's not going to happen this year. They released Smith. They did sign Washington to a decent-sized contract. He's obviously still going to play a lot, but I would expect Pat Freiermuth's snaps, targets, and production to go up here in 2026.
Big story coming into camp, as it has been over the past few years, Ray, offensive line. And they have moved some people around, haven't they?
They have, Troy Fautanu and Mason McCormick are flipping from the right side to the left side. I like that move. Fautanu is your best offensive lineman. You want him protecting the blind side of your quarterback. So with Zach Frazier at center, the left side I think is good. We'll have to see what Mason McCormick does, but I think the left side of the line has potential to be really good. The right side, lots of question marks, right? Like Spencer Anderson is in pole position to be the starter at right guard. He's going to face competition from rookie Jennings Dunker and veteran Brock Hoffman. And then you potentially have a 3-way competition at right tackle, too, with Dylan Cook, again, in pole position, but rookie Max Ionichor and veteran Roderick Jones, if he's cleared to practice and play this year, he could potentially be involved too. So lots of uncertainty on the right side, but I do like the left side of the offensive line and how that shapes out for the Steelers.
Jones really remains a question mark about his ability to get on the field.
As you know, George, the first day of camp we'll find out if he starts on the PUP list or not. That would be my expectation. He did not practice at all in the spring. He was not cleared for hitting. To me, it's how long does it take for him to get into shape, to get off the PUP list, and to get cleared to practice. If he does that within, say, the first 2 weeks of camp, yeah, he can be involved in that competition. But if not, it's going to be hard for him to catch up and, try to win a starting job. Max Ionichor is the future, but I really like what Dylan Cook did at the end of last season.
He played well, I thought, Ray. He really did.
He was even more than solid. So they're not in a desperate situation there. I think they could afford to let Max mature at his own rate. And, as long as Dylan Cook plays the way he did at the end of last season, I think that, could be fine as well.
Everybody was a little surprised about Ionichor, and I got mixed reviews. A lot of people told me that as far as potential, it is off the charts. He could be that good. But he's going to need a little seasoning and a little work. That's the other thing, the other caveat to that.
He didn't play football in high school, so that just tells you, how much development there is to go. He's pretty much, I don't want to say he's gotten by just on his skill level and his size and athleticism, but that's what he was able to do in college. There's still a lot of seasoning and good coaching ahead of him. James Campen, I think, is a good offensive line coach for him, a veteran player in this league, and obviously, a 20-year veteran coach as well. So I think Max is going to have a good base, a good foundation. I don't think they're going to rush him. I would be surprised if it's not Cook or Jones to start the season at right tackle, and then I think eventually, Ionichor is going to work himself in there. But I don't expect it to be early. I think late October, November at the earliest is what I would expect, to see Max Ionichor as the starting right tackle.
Well, you've heard me talk about this before. We've discussed it many times. I am so pleased that they have somebody else running the offensive line right now. I was not a big fan of the previous coach.
And Pat got a job up in Buffalo too, so maybe he'll have better luck in Buffalo. But he had a lot of talent to work with here in Pittsburgh. It never really materialized. They had their moments. The last couple of years with the young guys, playing well at times, but they never really gelled as a unit. I think that's James Campen's biggest task. You have individual talent, high draft picks at almost every position. Now can you get them to play together and to become a really good unit? We know they have good players. Now, can you be a good five-man unit? That's what's in front of him.
Repetition, repetition, repetition. That's what the foundation of offensive line plays. Another storyline, Jalen Ramsey. Is he going to have a different role? What are you hearing about what they're thinking about Jalen Ramsey?
Yeah, I think they want to use him as a slot corner. They want to use him as a safety, as a rover, in the middle of the field. I think they're going to let him, freelance to a degree. He's a veteran. He knows how to do that. And the one comparison that you've heard these coaches give to Jalen Ramsey was Charles Woodson. And a lot of these guys were in Green Bay with Charles Woodson and Mike McCarthy. Joe Witt, the assistant head coach, was there. So there's a lot of background there about elite corners transitioning to safety late in their careers. They did it very well with Charles Woodson. Now we'll see if they could do it well with Jalen Ramsey as well.
They did make some other moves in the secondary, and I liked a couple of the guys they picked up in the secondary.
Yeah, rookie third-round pick Dalen Everett got a lot of playing time in the spring. I wouldn't expect him, to be involved early, but he's certainly a piece for the future. But, the big name, at least for this season, because he only signed a one-year contract, is Jaquan Brisker.
Right.
And he's a local guy. I think he's going to come in and play really well for this team. He's a good player for the Bears. I'm not exactly sure why he didn't command more attention in free agency, but for the Steelers, George, 1 year, $5 million, it's a low-risk contract. And if he plays well, you could re-sign him again. And like I said, he's a local kid, went to Gateway High School, so, he might be willing to, to stay at home to play if if things work out between him and the team this year. So that's an exciting addition. Deshaun Elliott, of course, is coming off a really bad injury. We'll see if he can get back to where he was in 2023 and 2024. But, just like the receiver group, this secondary group on paper is better, but we have to see that transition and translate onto the field.
And, of course, they've got a contract battle going on right now, and he wants more money. The Steelers want to pay a certain amount. I guess that's going to be watched with much interest, Joey Porter.
Yeah. My expectation is that Joey will probably hold in. When you're in a situation like him and, you're going to make upwards of $20 million a season, whether it's with the Steelers next year or not, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you're going to get injured in training camp. I think fans understand that. I think the Steelers and their front office understands that. So I think it will get done before the start of the season. I think
you think he'll get what he wants, or will they meet in the middle?
There's probably going to be a meeting in the middle. I think 24, 25 million is probably the number. He probably wants closer to 30. They probably want closer to 20. And again, you meet in the middle. And you look at the guaranteed money they gave Nick Herbig was more than 40 million a season, more than 40 million over the course of that contract. They're probably going to have to match that number or beyond for Joey Porter Jr. Given what he's done in this league and really with the season that he had last year. He's a very good, I would say, top 10, top 15 cover corner in this league. And when you draft and develop guys, you want to sign them to second contracts. And even though it's going to be expensive, I think that's a deal the Steelers want to get done.
Another thing that is going to be watched with much anticipation is what goes on at quarterback behind Rodgers.
Yeah, well, Will Howard operated with the second team in the spring. I think he'll get the first crack at the backup job this summer. He didn't get to play in preseason games last year. That's going to be a big part of his evaluation this year. I think if he plays well, he's going to be the backup, George. After that, Drew Aller's a third-round pick. He's going to be on the team. Mason Rudolph might be the odd guy out. We'll have to see how it goes. But as you know, there's always injuries. They're going to find a way to keep Aller around one way or the other, whether he's on the 53, maybe he starts on IR. One way or the other, I think Will Howard and Drew Aller are going to be a part of this team's future. And they want to find out about both this summer. That's why it's a big camp for both those guys.
Is it taking a big chance with an aging quarterback who's in his last year to have really a rookie as your backup instead of Mason Rudolph?
I think Mason is a fine backup. He had to start, one game last year. Played okay, but didn't play great, and they ended up losing that game. So, to me, it's not like, Joe Flacco is your backup, a veteran, proven guy who's a winner, former starter in this league. I mean, it's Mason Rudolph. Again, he's a good option, but if Will Howard comes in and he proves to Mike McCarthy that he can run his offense, sometimes experience is overrated, and sometimes you got to get the young guys going and get their career started too. So I know there's a lot of love around these parts for Mason. He's a good guy, but I think if everything is even, I think Will Howard is going to be their choice as the backup.
If he does become, as you think it will happen, the odd man out, does he have any value for other teams, Rudolph?
I wouldn't think much. Maybe a 6th or a 7th round pick. There's could always be injuries, and a team could be desperate. You might get a little bit more, but I would say a 6th or a 7th round pick at most for a guy like Mason Rudolph.
Well, those are the storylines that I was covering. Did I miss anything? Is there anything you're looking at?
No, we didn't touch on the running back situation.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Kenneth Gainwell, obviously, team MVP, he's a great player. But now you have two different styles at running back, and I think that's going to fit McCarthy's offense better. I do think you'll see Jaylen Warren do a lot of the things that Gainwell did last year. He's really good at that. I mean, that's how he got into the league. He was a great third down back And, he eventually worked his way into being a first and second down back too, but he got into this league because he was a really good third down player. And I think you'll see him back in that role again this year. And then Rico Dowdle, 2,000-yard seasons in 24 and 25, one with the Cowboys, one with the Panthers last season. Just a productive player wherever he goes. So I think he's going to step in, and he won't miss a beat in the Steelers' offense either.
As always, very informative, a little preview for the start of camp. Do you look at what this club has put together and think that they are a playoff contender?
Well, I think they're going to be right in that 9 to 10 win range again. If you get to 10 in the AFC, you're probably going to make it. 9 a little bit shaky, right? Because you got the Ravens, you got the Bengals within your own division, and the AFC is just a really strong conference overall. So I think if you get to 10, George, I think they'll be in the playoffs again. You only win 9, I think it's a little bit of a coin flip. So we'll see what they can do. The one thing about Mike Tomlin, for all of his warts, he was really good at winning close games. He was really good at finding ways to get into the playoffs. We'll see if Mike McCarthy can pull that off as well.
Within their own division in the AFC, the other teams all have similar issues.
Yeah, well, you look at the Ravens, they got a first-year head coach, the Browns as well. It's weird to say, but the Bengals have the most stability, right? With Zach Taylor as the head coach, Joe Burrow as the quarterback. I know they have issues with their defense, with their offensive line, but when you have a great quarterback like Joe Burrow, you're going to have a chance. And I wouldn't sleep on the Bengals this year. They always seem to shoot themselves in the foot. I think this year might be different.
Interesting. Ray Fittipaldo, as always, thank you very much for your time. I look forward to seeing you up at camp. Haven't seen you in a while, but I'll be up at least once or twice a week during camp, so I look forward to crossing paths with you. Thanks again for giving me so much time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, George. Looking forward to it.
All right, you take care. Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette talking about the start of Pittsburgh Steelers training camp. It begins Tuesday, July 28th at St. Vincent College. We'll be back and wrap up the Sports Line right after this timeout.
When you're looking for high-quality medical care at an affordable price, look no further than Centerville Clinics. Dr. Robert Hogan, a board-certified internal medicine physician, has joined the staff at Uniontown Family Doctors, part of the Centerville Clinics network, and is now accepting new patients. To schedule your appointment, call 724-632-6801. Centerville Clinics participates with most insurance plans, including Medicare and Medicaid, and provides quality health care regardless of your ability to pay. Centerville Clinics, caring for our community, one patient at a time.
It's back again. If you haven't saved the dates yet, clear your calendar for August 8th and 9th, because that's when the incredible Italian Heritage Festival returns to downtown Uniontown. Join us at Story Square on Main Street for an unforgettable weekend. Bring your friends and family to enjoy a wide assortment of delicious food, drinks, and a full lineup of free entertainment, including live music and kids' activities. And remember, you don't need to be Italian to have a great time. That's the Italian Heritage Festival, August 8th and 9th in downtown Uniontown. For scheduling updates, vendor lists, and sponsor spotlights, follow the Sons of Italy of Uniontown and WMBS on Facebook. We can't wait to see you there.
Bright Stripe, Bay County's premier asphalt seal coating professionals. Locally owned by Matt and Lexi George, Bright Stripe specializes in residential and commercial asphalt seal coating, also excelling in line striping and layouts, thermoplastic, and infrared asphalt repair. Bright Stripe has succeeded due to their commitment to quality work for 30 years. Bright Stripe, 724-437-6090, or visit bright-stripe.com. BRITE-stripe.com.
Yeah, they're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home, warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Warm weather means more outdoor living. Are you planning on adding a new deck this summer? Well, Home Warehouse, a Best in Fayette winner for home improvements and windows, is the place to go for all your home exterior needs. Home Warehouse has a great selection of easy-to-maintain composite decking and vinyl railing to add value to your home and increase outdoor living space. That, as well as siding, shutters, windows, doors, roofing shingles, metal and rubber roofing, soffit, fascia, and flooring, too. So for selection, great prices, and hometown service, shop local. See Sandy and Donnie at Home Warehouse on Connellsville Street in Uniontown. Shop Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, Saturday, 8 to noon.
They're the people I trust. It's the place I go. Home Warehouse, where a house becomes a home.
Is it time for your first home? Or time to trade up to a home that fits your lifestyle? It's time to visit Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon. You'll find special savings along with trade-in and trade-up deals. Imagine beautiful, new, energy-efficient homes packed with the features you've been dreaming about. Trade in and trade up at Clayton Homes of Bell Vernon, 4500 PA 51. Trade-in value toward purchase of a new home determined by resale value and evaluation by home center manager. Additional deposit may be required.
Looking for a great place to eat in Uniontown? Stop by Casey's Sports Cafe, located at 243 South Mount Vernon Avenue and proudly owned by the Vernon family. Casey's is open Monday and Friday from 7 to 3, Tuesday through Thursday 7 to 7, and Saturday and Sunday 7 to 2. Come check out their new items and delicious entrees. And remember, Casey's can cater your next event. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Casey's is the place to eat. Call 724-550-4126.
Hi, this is Pirates broadcaster Greg Brown, and you're listening to the Sportsline with George Von Benko on WMBS.
And welcome back to the Sportsline. We're almost out of time. Hope you enjoyed our Steelers training camp preview. It's hard to believe it is upon us. Steelers report to camp on Tuesday, July 28th, St. Vincent College in Latrobe. And got a great preview of some of the storylines to watch as training camp opens with Ray Fittipaldo of the Post-Gazette as he outlined some of the battles, some of the interesting things to keep an eye on. I will be going to training camp at least once or twice a week, so we will start having a bunch of Steeler interviews on the show, so you can look forward to that. George Von Benko bidding you and yours a very pleasant good afternoon. Do not touch that dial because my good friend Arnie Amber is up next with Oldies Unlimited. He's got a full show today, I believe, for Oldies Unlimited. So he'll be playing a lot of good music for you, so you leave the dial right where it is for Oldies Unlimited. And stick around later on. Pirate baseball, the Bucks and Cubs, Game 2 of their three-game set. Game 2 coming to you from PNC Park in Pittsburgh tonight. The Sportsline has been brought to you this morning by my good buddy Tom Vernon and Casey Sports Cafe, located right here on South Mount Vernon Avenue in Uniontown, the Firestone Insurance Agency in Normalville, and by Bogies at Duck Hollow, now under new management, serving lunches and dinners Monday through Saturday, 12 to 9, Sunday from 12 to 5. The news is coming your way next.